Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you today. Let's do this thing. I'm excited. So let's get busy. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You two receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's ride. Right thinking mission. Yeah, I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. That all my right thinkers know thyself. I give you all the information to make that possible. The devil give you a lesson in following the right thinker. So let's get to the lesson. First of all, let's ask the question. Do you know you? I ask the question. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. That's what I do for you. Trust me. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes or think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my yacht, be true. I'm getting sun glare like I ought to be. But I'm in my old book, Initiation. And I want to initiate a right thinkers. You see that picture there? If you look close, you'll see there's four guys behind Haru. Those are his sons. You see in front of him is his father. You see on that board right there? That's Set. See what they're doing to him, right? They're avenging their father. Okay, this is the concept of the Shemses. That's who give me the Shems. First of all, let's take care of this quick. I'm gonna bring this to you now because it's gonna be important in the end. You see those guys there? They're standing there on my yacht pedestal. They're avenging their grandfather's killer, which is Set, the ego. They taking care of him. Okay, that's the concept. Now, in order to understand this, I'm gonna give you this little breakdown for you. So hopefully it'll make sense in the end. That's my point, to try to make it make sense. I want to try to tie the two together. Remember, Set is the killer of Asar. Now, what is the philosophy of Shems? Okay, Shems means to follow. Okay, right thinkers, y'all Shems, y'all the followers of right thinker philosophy. Now, Shems means follow. Okay, Shemsu, Shita Netta are the what? Followers of the Netarian path. What does it mean to follow something? Okay. And why should some things be followed and others not? Again, the question, what should be followed in life and why? These are certain certainly some of the most important questions in life. Why? Because if serious thought is put into them, they involve what? Critical questions in life. Who am I? That question. Why am I here? Another good question. And what is my purpose? Another good question. And etc. You can go a whole bunch of questions. But watch this. Which are or should be the most important concerns in your life, and they are. This trustee suggests some answers right quick, and they offer from a perspective of our ancient Egyptians concepts and it attendant teachings as developed by the sages of Shitat Netta, African religion, and what? In ancient times. You can't put Christian philosophy with ancient times. So the two don't go together. We're doing ancient time concepts. So we're talking about what we call Shems. We just define what they are. In the writing, it says in hieroglyphics is two I am Shems in Nebercha. In translation, I am a follower of Nebercha. Nebercha is God. Okay, we didn't have a word for God. We used Nebercha, all-encompassing, supreme being, deities, but God wasn't a word we used. So understand that it means the same thing, Nebercha. Okay, now it says Sesh in Kepru, in accordance with the writings of Lord Kepri. Okay, that's the scarab-head beetle. Get your lesson on that. But watch this. Now, the answer to the important questions we're about to get to of life was given by who? The sages of ancient times, following the spiritual path. In ancient times, watch this. That path was known as Shitarnata. The teachings were given by the creator Keperu in the form, watch this, in the form, outward appearances, shapes, and objects of creation. Lord Lord Tahuti did what? Codified those into hieroglyphics, aka measuring letter text. And these teachings were passed on through history to succeeding generations of what? Sages, priests, and priestesses of the Netherland religion. So it's been passed down. I got a little phrase I want to tell you about before I get done. Why is it important for you to become a member of Shitatneta or right thinking philosophy tradition? Because that's what I'm teaching you. And what does it mean to be a follower of Shitatneta spiritual teachings? Well, let me tell you, if you are reading this, when I read this, it was like it was talking to me. This is because at one point in time or another, you have come to what? The recognition of what? The important work being conducted by those who what currently are following Shitanetta for the betterment of humanity. It's always been to betterment, self-improve, but it didn't just work on the individual, it worked on society and humanity across the board if it's practiced and put into use. Watch how it works. And for the betterment of humanity, excuse me, but also to what? Promote your own what? Nihas. They was big on Nihas. Watch this. That means spiritual awakening. It's just a word, but it means spiritual awakening, emancipation, resurrection, in order to reach the states of consciousness known as Nihas. There must be first Nihes, which is wakefulness, being awake. Being awake applies what? Implies wakefulness towards what? The teachings, that is attentiveness, spending time, desire, etc. for what? Spiritual pursuits. We're talking spiritual concepts. Spiritual pursuits is getting higher consciousness. This means being mature enough to have grown what? Beyond your childish pursuits and interests. They said when you're kid, you do kid things. When you grow up, you stop doing kid things. That's nature. Watch this. And they talking about the worldly ideas of life. You think it's all about the world, think it's all about having this and getting that. You got to grow past that. And watch this. It is easy to think one is what? Mature when what? When one hears the ancient Egyptian proverbs. Searching for oneself in the world is what? The pursuit of an illusion. Man, it's not real. You're chasing something that's not there. When they give you a fake belief system, you're chasing something that's not real. That's another lesson. I ain't going there. But the whole point is, if you think this world gonna give you what you're looking for, happiness and peace, they won't. Okay. Now, however, my word again, however, why it is that with these same people who have heard and agree continue to what? Shems, aka pursue worldly illusions. We know better, but we do it anyway. I just gave a lesson. Ignorance is not knowing. Ignorance to the highest degree is knowing and still doing what's wrong. That's just being stupid. And that's what ignorance is at the next level. Not knowing is one thing, but knowing and not doing, that's another level of stupidity or ignorance at its highest level. But you have worldly illusions instead of what? Applying yourself to what? Fully understanding the teachings. You need to have a job, yeah, to support oneself. That's fine. And one family, we understand that. One should not be an impediment to intensive practice, meaning forsake everything and just to follow. No, don't, you can't do that. Okay, with the reason. But however, again, however, it will become an obstacle if that job or career is the main object in your life. If you put more focus on the things that you're chasing, you won't get your spiritual concepts. Watch this. And now the teachings should be the main object. Why? Watch this. And the job should be a means to finance the intensification of the practice of your teachings. We must conclude, watch this, that until the action follows a thought runs through your mind a minute. Unless that thought is acted on, the thought is not being held as what? A reality or a priority. So there is insufficient maturity in such a person to what? Pursue the teachings in an intensive and advanced way. If you're not ready to do right thing philosophy, don't waste your time. Watch this. Because the choice action reveals their lower state of maturity and aspiration. Such people should follow at the level of practice that includes devotional practices, rituals, and daily studying of what? Maya teachings to develop purity of the heart until a higher level of aspiration develops. You're working on yourself. You're working on being your best self or following the philosophy that Maya put out. Study, live, and you'll find out that it works. The focus here is what? To develop WRIGHT, which is Maya, offering righteousness, righteous actions, and living life righteously. Doing the right thing, treating people right, being on your best behavior, following your spiritual discipline, and you will be fine. The opposite, here, we got more of this going on right now. The opposite of nihas is nim, sleep, slumber, slothfulness, and immaturity. A person who is immature cannot adopt the teachings properly and will thus not be able to follow it rightly. Again, if you ain't with it, don't waste your time. What is needed, watch this, what is needed is wakefulness towards the higher perspective in life and slothfulness toward what is degrading. Stop being steadfast to your lower nature, rise up. And this means, watch this, an aspirant should be awake as opposed to what? Ordinary people who are pretty much spiritually asleep towards what? Their higher perspective and wakefulness towards that what is the base, what? Degrading and illusionary in life. When you live in life for things, possessions, it's not going to get it done. Change the concept. And watch this. Now, once there is waking up to that concept, is what they say wakefulness. Once there is wakefulness to that concept, you are spiritually sensitive. You're a spiritual aspirant. You have respect for the sage, aka teacher, and you have reverence toward your spiritual teachings and the divine. There should be what? Snehas, which is again wakefulness, watchfulness, alertness, vigilance. These are things that you should do when trying to better yourself. These are qualities that you should put forth. And there are many who follow spiritual teachings, watch this, of all traditions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, watch this, who at times appear to have grown and at others seems to what have fallen back to what their old habits. A lot of people come into the game or the church religion, whatever, looking for something. If they don't get what they're looking for, oh, that ain't not that don't work. Okay, so they get discouraged and they go back to doing what they was doing, living their degraded passions and desires. Watch this. In order to what truly follow an idea, you must what? Be steady on that path and watchful so that the negative behaviors, that means stay prayed up. I say stay God conscious. An idle mind is the workshop. If you keep doubting your mind on God, the devil can't get to you. That's the concept. And watch this. So that will stop the negative behaviors and patterns and do not draw you back into what earlier your lower states of consciousness, back to your egoistic self. I won't ever go back to that. See? So that's the change. Now, the work of following right thinker philosophy, spiritual teachings requires you to follow right thinker, financial support. I don't ask for money, so I don't need that from you. But also your psychic support, as well as what your physical support. Tune in every day, like, subscribe, whatever, share. But this is what I want, not your money. When a person becomes, watch this, a member of right thinking, you are taking what an important step in sustaining the dissemination of what your Shita teachings of Shita Netta, ancient Egyptian religion for themselves and for what the world. As a member, as my membership grows, right thinkers, and the pooling of resources increases, it will be possible to affect more lives and create more powerful programs to better facilitate the practice of the teachings. I see guys, when they grow, everything changes. All of a sudden, they get real big. I ain't trying to do that. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm cool with that. And just watch this. It's important to take a step to membership. Why? Because this shows to oneself and the world and to others who like-minded, there are others who believe and feel and aspire as they do. This develops what? Your spiritual strength. When you follow something that's good and right, aka my philosophy, you get spiritual strength. And watch this. In the mysterious ways allow you, the individual, the member, to have a subtle meaning of support that urges from what one to success on the spiritual path, wherever they may be. It don't make a difference. So a Shem is the means to what? Have good association, divine association, joining with others together. This is a special association, unlike the worldly kinds of groups that have worldly goals and objective or religious goals, churchgoers and objective. Shems, watch this, is the coming together of followers of divine for the purpose of promoting, listen, righteousness, and order in society, and also spiritual awakening and enlightenment for who? For those who are ready to tread the path of spiritual enlightenment, aka learning self-knowledge or higher consciousness and Minet, meaning immortality. The immortality comes from getting knowledge of self, waking up to who you are while here in the flesh. So when the flesh leaves, the spirit can go from whence it comes. That's the concept of every religious group. So don't change. We're the originators of that. Watch this. Now, anyone who joins Shimsu, if they are what? Seriously desiring to what? Follow this path. They say they do, but then they get on it, man, okay. But watch this. Becoming part of the Shimsu means what? You will gain support from others. They're going to help you who are trying to overcome what? Immortality. But you also must put forth effort right there. You must put forth effort to what? To act, think, speak with maturity, and more important, integrity. That's the little thing that you keep with you when nobody's watching. Hold yourself accountable. That's integrity, if you don't know. So those who want to put forth the effort towards, again, self-improvement and worthiness to progress in the teachings and learn the right thing of philosophy should what? Take the oath of Shita Netta. I'm gonna read it to you. It's just, just a little funny, but ain't nothing you gotta do. I don't need nothing, I don't need no blood oath, no sacrifice, all that nonsense. But this is what you did. The oath is what? It's just a pledge to what? You're gonna apply yourself to the teachings of Shaitan Netta. So it's personal. When I took my Masonic oath, I still live by it. Why? Because I took it. I'm in from the heart. So I'm not going to divulge my secrets. I'm not going to go against what I was took oath I wouldn't do. Simple as that. Still trust it. Oath is personal. Understand that. Now, she taught that is wait a minute. The oath is a pledge to apply yourself to the teachings of Shita Netta, aka right thinking philosophy, to what? Your best capacity in order for its teachings to be revealed or to work. You have to put it to use. Those who take the oath are considered as what official followers, aka right thinkers. I got over 1200 now. Thank you. Of she taught right thinking philosophy is she taught nether religion. So it is a right of conversion to she taught nether, just bettering yourself, improving yourself. But you take it personally. Watch this now. Becoming a follower of the first serious becoming a follower is the first serious step on the path of knowing thyself or becoming enlightened. The next is what the initiation in order to what take the oath. It must be performed in the presence of a qualified priest or priestess of Shitat Neda. Again, when I was a master of my lodge, I did the raising ceremonies. Why? I was the one qualified. Again, this is the oath of the followers of Shitat Neda and right thinking philosophy. I'm just gonna have a little fun. In order to become a follower, an aspirant, okay, of Shitat Neda, a person must resolve to what? Have faith in the teachings on the path that was laid out to us by Lord Harut. You resolve to what? Listen to the teachings of the Shimsu and study Shitat Neda philosophy. Resolve to practice the threefold worship daily. That means pray 3 times a day, if you didn't know. Now, resolve, here's the main one. Resolve to observe the 42 perceptions of Maya, where? In your day-to-day life to your best ability. I started that over 30 years ago. When I first read it, I wasn't close. Now I'm proficient. So that's the difference. And if you live by that, that's what you need to do. Acquire the concept and live by it. 42 negative confessions, Maya, 42 confessions, whatever you want to call it. But it's a way that you can practice to live every day. Okay, watch this. Now, take the oath of Shemsu pledge. Your faith to what? Right thinking philosophy and the path to what? And the teachings of Lord Haru, which is outlined below. I'm going to read that to you. Now, watch this. After making the offering, you use incense, water for libation, food over an image or icon of Lord Haru. I use my shrine I got to Maya. You repeat the oath of your choice when 7 times. From the Per in Haru, chapter 1, verse 7, it says, listen, Nua Amtu K Haru. Translated, I am one of those who support and believe in Haru, your son who what? Redeemed your name after Set murdered you. That's what Shimsus do. Conquer the ego in honor of their father and their grandfather. We follow their concept. So that's what right thinkers do. We take care of our ego. Why? Because it will destroy you like it did your father who didn't become spiritually enlightened. Know thyself, right thinkers. Reach the knee highs. Stick with me. I help you do just that. I'm out.